Hey, hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jam and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is episode 145 in the Throwback Thursday series I'm doing using old makeup. Not ookie old, just not talked about old. And today's palette, it could be ookie old if, it were gonna get ookie, maybe. But it is the BH Cosmetics The Lit List palette. I got this when it was launched and fell right over myself for this palette. It is so good. It's so good. This is when BH Cosmetics was doing amazing things. I still am sad that they're no longer with us, but this is, it's entirely too big. And it does have one pressed glitter, that gorgeous sparkly red shade in the center. Yeah, that's one I've never touched because I don't enjoy glitters like that. I wish I did because I'm thinking now like a red look with that in the inner corner would be cool. Maybe. I'm not promising anything, but maybe if I do another like in your face red eyeshadow look, maybe I'll use it. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to. Anyway, when I got this palette 3 years ago, I think, I used it every day for 7 days. I couldn't stop using it. I literally could not stop using it. I had to use it. I had new stuff. I had all kinds of makeups. But this palette was like, I don't know, it had a hold on me. And it's got some of my most favorite eyeshadows ever. The shade Reindeer, spelled R-E-I-G-N. That is my most favorite shade of any eyeshadow ever in existence. I don't know why. It's a shimmery or metallic brown, but it is beautiful and I love it with my entire heart. It's usually the shade that I go for when I use one of my Nomad palettes, but actually I don't plan for that palette and it's not that shade, so wish me luck there. Anyway, I think we should do a green look. When I'm filming this, I haven't done a green look in a while, and these greens are spectacular. So hopefully you're into this. If you are and you're not subscribed, you totally should. All right, I'm going to stop yammering and just tuck in. Start with my giant fluffy brush. This is a Wayne Goss 05 in the shade Not So Nice, which is basically my skin tone, but I want that to be just something through my transition area. I might go a bit deeper with it, but we shall see. Oh, I was just thinking I would do my standard, lighter to darker outer, but what if I did a halo? Because there's a super dark one, a medium, and a light I could use to do a halo. Should I? I wish I could phone a friend. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to dip just the tip of this big brush into the matte green, and that's going to be my crease shade. Because my eyes are hooded, I have to make my own crease because my natural one is hiding in the fluff that is my hooded lid. She's a chunky monkey. This part just kind of like... It wants to take over my eye, the world. I don't really know, but I'm not letting it. So this way I can pretend to have an actual crease just by deepening up this area. Geez, I'm crow. Look at that. The same brush for both shades and it's this good. These eyeshadows are so good. I know a lot of people skipped on this palette because they got the one the year before which was supposed to be amazing, which is why I ended up getting this one. It was so good. I just loved it. I loved it so much. And then it went on sale and I bought one for a giveaway because someone else needed to have this. That's how much I loved it. Okay, I can go back and fuss with the shape in a minute, but let's start with the green shimmery metallic shades. On my Singe Beauty E01, I'm gonna go lightest to darkest. I don't know. I don't normally, so let's try it. The lightest shade right down the center. And I don't know, maybe if you were thinking about doing something like this and you weren't sure how, because everyone does it the same way, darkest to lightest, maybe this will help you. Maybe it won't, but it's probably not gonna hurt, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't usually do it like this, so we'll find out together. Now into the medium green, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I wiped my brush off on my handy dandy little towel. Oh, that's so pretty. If memory serves, which let's admit, you know, that isn't always the case here, I did a couple of green looks because these greens are so pretty. And because I'm doing this kind of all crazy, I'll go back and, you know, fuss with them. But these are just dry because why not, you know? All right, I'm just gonna clean off the back side of that one and go back into the light shade called Tinsel. The regular green shade that I just used is called Mistletoe. Yeah, I think that's gonna be cute. Okay, I'm gonna use this Blend Bunny. It's a blending brush. It's the B4, but it's little. I'm gonna go into Lit List, which is the dark metallic green. And that's gonna go next to that mid metallic green. I know generally speaking, we put matte shades out here, but we're being rebellious today. Doing what we want, breaking the law. This one's so pretty too. You can see I'm getting a boatload of fallout. I could wet my brush and avoid that, but my face is naked, so why bother fussing with it? I can just clean it up with a little bit of oil when I'm done. If you're newish here, that's how I clean up my fallout, is with a bit of face oil. It, I don't know, kind of hydrates my under eyes as well as clean up the fallout. So that's how I do it. You, of course, are free to do it however you want to. Flipping my brush over and going into Tinsel. That's pretty cute. I'm gonna grab yet another brush. It is so sunny out right now, but we are under a winter weather advisory from now, when I'm filming this, for the next 2 days. So super fun. I'm gonna go back into the original matte green called the Grinch. Oh, I should have worn my Grinch dress. Darn, darn, darn. That would have been perfect. Just kind of, you know, swooshing along the edge there. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to move the mirror up closer to the magnifying side so I can actually see. Adjust the shape. I'm going to go whack on the other eye and the rest of my face. Then we'll come back and show you the finished look and we'll be done. Oh, I love green eyeshadow. All right, I'm back and everything is done. Let me scoot you in for an up close at the eyes. I used the same green shimmers on my lower lash line as I did on the top and whacked on a little mascara, and that's it for the eyes. I really like this. I figured I would. It hasn't lost any of its, I don't know, oomph over the years. It performs just as well as I remember it doing. I don't know, I really like it. And I decided, since this was a pretty old palette, to go with my oldest makeup-y bits that I have. So let me just tell you, foundation is Lisa Eldridge in the shade 14 is my oldest foundation. Let's go in order of application. My concealer is the Maybelline Superstay. This isn't an old like tube of it. I've repurchased it several times, but it's the oldest one that I have currently. Let's see, what else? My setting powder, also the oldest one I have. It is the Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. This stuff is so good. I love it. I wish I didn't, but I really, really do. Contour is Kevin Aqua because it's the oldest. My bronzer is the Hourglass Ambient Bronze, what is it? Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. This is very old. I think this was one of the things I picked up in my first Sephora sale purchase. And I have the Dior Backstage Powder, No Powder. It's the oldest pressed powder I have, and it is old. I got it when it came out, and yeah. My highlight is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and this is in the shade Blossom Glow. If you've been around for a while, you know that highlight had the YouTubes just in a frenzy. It is a beautiful highlight. Even now, compared to what's available, it's still absolutely gorgeous. My blush is the Buxom Wanderlust in Dolly. So pretty. I mean, yeah, that's just excellent. And my lip is the Stila in Beso Shimmer. Yes, Beso Shimmer. Every time I use this, I think of my friend Dee Dee here on the YouTubes. She's been a subscriber for a long time. Haven't seen her in a while, so hopefully everything is okay. But anyway, that is Throwback Thursday, episode 145, done and dusted. Let me know what you think. If you have this palette, are you breaking it out and playing with it? It's so good. I just love it so much, obviously. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good, and remember to be kind to you.